Stephen A., I'll start with you. Break this one down for me. Do you think this tweet is a big deal or no big deal?
Well, it's a big deal because of what's transpiring right now. I mean, I had a few calls from last night and this morning. Actually, I went on the air on my radio show today, the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio, and about 2 to 3 minutes before that call, I got some additional information. Here's what's going on. Damian Lillard, Max, wants to stay in Portland. He has no problem playing for the Blazers. He has no problem living in the city of Portland. They treat him great, et cetera, et cetera. With his contract, along with the endorsements, he's pulling in over 40 to 45 million per year. So he's good from that perspective. But the problem is that the Jimmy Butlers of the world, the Kevin Loves of the world, and various others, as much as they would love to play with him, they certainly are not that interested in going to Portland. More so Jimmy Butler than anybody else. They're not interested in going to Portland. Damian Lillard has become aware of this reality. And as a result of it, from what I'm being told, he has now made it he is now of the mindset, rather, that although his preference would be to stay in Portland and have people come there, and the Portland Trail Blazers are certainly not interested at all in losing him, he would entertain going to the Lakers or the New York Knicks. A matter of fact, those would be his two preferences. He doesn't want to leave Portland, but he is willing to leave, which is unlike what he felt in the past. He is willing to leave to go to the Lakers or the New York Knicks with LeBron James or Kristaps Porzingis, because the belief is once he gets to one of those two places, either situation is going to attract some of those marquee guys that are scheduled to be available in 2019. So if you are the Los Angeles Lakers, you now have yourself in a quandary. You are talking to the San Antonio Spurs about Kawhi Leonard. Do you shun that? Do you push that aside, Max, and then turn around and look at Portland and say, we're going to go after Damian Lillard and we'll just wait for Kawhi in the summer of 2019? Or do you ignore what Damian Lillard locked in contract for the next 3 years with Portland, by the way? Do you ignore that and continue to pursue Kawhi Leonard? That's the situation right now that the Los Angeles Lakers are facing because, again, Damian Lillard is locked in 27.9, 29.8, and 31.6 over the next 3 seasons. He's locked in. Portland would have to capitulate. They would have to trade. At the moment, they're unwilling to. But if he wants out, then no same deal that the Lakers purportedly have been talking to the San Antonio Spurs about, they can now shift gears and offer exactly that to the Portland Trail Blazers. It's an interesting scenario that's developing before our very eyes. But as of this morning, at 9:58 West Coast time, Pacific time, 12:58 East Coast time, that is the information that I received.
So it is a calculated tweet. Max, what's your thoughts?
Well, there are two separate things here. One, the Knicks or the Lakers as a destination for players that's attractive now all of a sudden. It's very clear. I always say a fish rots from the head down. Same thing with organizations, right? Well, the Lakers, when Jim Buss was running the show, they couldn't get a single player to take their money. They had to give multi-year deals to Mozgov and Luol Deng, which was insane at the time. The Knicks also have not been able to get any players to take their money, but suddenly Magic Johnson is showing that he's competent. LeBron James is with the Lakers, just like that. And suddenly there are just rumors that Dolan could sell the team, which Dolan's denied, but just the rumors alone, plus the presence of potentially franchise caliber player in Kristaps Porzingis if he comes back from the injury, and people are looking at New York. Oh, look at that. You hear different names, obviously Jimmy Butler's name, and now you're hearing Lillard's name, and you're hearing Kyrie Irving's name. The two biggest, most glamorous markets in the country suddenly are viable again. That's big news. I would say that as far as the Lillard stuff goes, Stephen A., should the Lakers now turn their attention to Lillard, I actually believe Lillard's tweeting what he did, which signals his openness to the idea that he could leave Portland, I think that actually helps the Lakers in negotiations with the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard. And the reason I say that is because they are now going to take some of those resources. The Spurs were driving an unreasonable bargain, asking for 3 first-round picks reportedly from the Lakers in addition to Kuzma. and Ingram and Ball, but especially Kuzma, whatever you can get for Ball, especially Kuzma and Ingram. 3 first-round picks going forward years, that's not a deal anyone's going to make. So the Lakers can now turn their attention to Portland. And that means that San Antonio knows, that other teams know, that Kawhi wants to go to the Lakers, meaning his price is down, and now it will fall even further in terms of trade value if the Lakers now devote those resources to a trade for Lillard. So I actually think that Lillard's tweet not only indicates an actual seriousness about maybe leaving Portland, maybe to join the Lakers, it also helps the Lakers in their negotiations with San Antonio for Kawhi, because the Spurs have to know now, the best offer we may get for Kawhi may be about to get worse if some of those resources go to Portland.
Well, here's the thing. You know, that's a sensible argument, Max, and I'm not trying to dismiss it, but let me give you the inside. The Portland Trail Blazers, there's a debate as to which team despises or would despise doing business with the Lakers more, San Antonio or Portland. So we have to recognize the fact that with Lillard being locked up for 3 years, it might be the mindset of the Portland Trail Blazers. Ain't no way in hell we trying to help the Lakers. Not only are they within our same conference, they're within our same division. Why in God's name would we want to help them look better when we're notorious for despising everything they are and they represent? It's the antithesis to what the Blazers organization has been about.